So welcome everyone to our Step Into Your Power call. We are so excited tonight to have a very, very special guest speaker. This is my friend Sandra Davidson, who I met actually just a little over a year ago, right, Sandra? We met,
Yes.
we connected by phone in June, maybe.
Right when I quit my job.
Right,
yeah, it was around June. Mm-hmm.
And so we met, and at that point, Sandra had quit her job. She wasn't quite there with her income to quit her very successful, large, six-figure, high-powered corporate job. I'm going to let her tell her story about what happened and what that moment was that brought her to leaving her job. But we met then, and we are not, Sandra's not on our team. Sandra's on another team. And we met through Body Alive.
Genevieve.
Yeah, through Genevieve and a lot of the interaction that happens on the Body Alive, in the Body Alive group. And so I have watched Sandra's amazing progress from that point in time, and she has just skyrocketed. I mean, do you guys know 1 star to 5 star? When you're 1 star, you're making $500 a week, right? At 1 star, 10 cycles is about $500 a week. 5 star is 100 cycles in a week. That's $5,400 plus PIBs, plus holiday bonus pool, plus leadership pool, plus executive match, which hers is probably huge, plus, right? That 5 star indicates that's just the cycles, 100 cycles. So, and Sandra's done an amazing, she qualified for the President's Quest. I don't even know if I personally know anyone who's ever qualified for the President's Quest, which is absolutely phenomenal. I'll let her tell you a little bit about that too, because I think that may have been part of what drove her success over the last year. But I appreciate you so much, and I'm going to turn this over to the lovely Brianna, who is our interviewer this evening. Take it away, Brianna.
Awesome. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you all for this opportunity. I am tickled pink to have the opportunity to interview you, especially because I am a striving, wanting to be a 5 star, so I am at the bottom of the rung right now. But I've got an amazing team, an amazing leadership mentor team who's also there with me every step of the way. So what I'm hoping to gain through this interview is to get a little bit of your wisdom and to help us map out what we should be knowing and thinking and doing in the beginning stages, the middle stages, and even for those who have well-established businesses, how we can make that grow. So let us start off with, tell us your ISIS story.
All right. Well, thank you guys for having me on. And, I will do anything for your team because Dawn and Genevieve totally changed my life. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But my ISIS story started about 4 years ago. I started just for the products. I was a very tired, exhausted is a better word, stressed out, hardworking mom of 2. I was working 60 hours a week or more in my corporate dream job. It was my dream job at the time. I was very passionate about it at the time. Commuting for sometimes 5, sometimes 6 hours every day, 2 to 3 hours each way to and from work. And I don't know what that noise is. I've always been into health and fitness, but with that busy schedule and my 2 little kids at home, my health and fitness kind of took a back seat while I was busy, and I was skipping meals, living off coffee, and that was when Tina, one of my, she's now one of my best friends, but at the time we barely knew each other. I don't even know how we were friends. She posted a transformation picture and talked about how amazing she felt with this new nutrition that she was using. So I called her and ordered my first system. And like many of you, within the first few days, I looked at my husband and said, I'm never going a day without this stuff in my body ever again. I felt amazing. Lost weight, slept better, had more energy, was finally me again. And I had zero interest in this business opportunity. I want to make it very clear. I ran away from network marketers. I wanted nothing to do with another business. I was already working 60 hours a week. I had no time for another business. But I told all my friends about how amazing Isogenics was. I was calling everybody, telling, oh my gosh, you guys, I lost 8 pounds. I feel awesome. And I remember calling Gina saying, I've got all these referrals for you. And she said, listen, you can enroll them yourself. I'm really busy. You can enroll them yourself and coach them. And I'm like, sure. So I started setting my friends up with their own accounts, and they had great results, and it went on like that for 2 years. I would make a few $100s here, a few $100s there, some months over 1,000. I had no idea how I was getting paid. Anybody that asked, I'd enroll them, but I was not seeking out anything. I wasn't building this business at all. And that went on, like I said, for 2 years. And then about 2 years ago, 2 years after I started Isogenics, the products, things had changed in my company. I was no longer passionate about what I was doing. The commute was really starting to get to me. My kids started asking me why I was the only mom that wouldn't volunteer at school, and why I was the only mom that wasn't home for dinner every night. And I remember one night I was sitting in traffic. It took me 3.5 hours to get home on a cleanse day. And I started crying, thinking, what am I doing with my life? I'm making a great 6-figure income, but at what expense? I'm missing my kids' lives. I'm building somebody else's dream. And that's when I contacted Gina after 2 years of her telling me about this amazing opportunity and me saying, I'm never going to do this. I called her and I said, I'm in. What do I need to do? I need to quit this job. And I went to my first event 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago, Celebration. And there were 5 of us on our team there, and we sat in the back of the room, and I heard stories of inspiration and moms just like me that started just to lose pounds, and they were making 6- and 7-figure incomes and able to be home with their families. And I came home and decided, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. And I got to work. I worked hard, in the pockets of my day, and there weren't many. And 9 months after that, I was able to retire from my corporate job. That was May of last year. 2 months after that, I completely replaced my 6-figure income. And a year later, I've more than doubled that. And I'm home with my family. I'm taking guitar lessons on Tuesdays at 3:30. I'm in my yoga pants all day. I get to do Zoom calls with you beautiful people in my pajamas. And it's been life-changing. It's truly been a life-changing opportunity for me and my family.
Wow, I can't even express. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so many different parts of your story I know personally resonate with me. I commute 3 hours a day, have, lots of things like so many others on our team. So the fact that you did it and you're doing it and you wear yoga pants every day, that alone should be motivation for every woman out there and man, because they're comfy for all. But so from your perspective, what would you say is the single most important thing that we should be discussing tonight to help others achieve and experience the success that you have? What is that one thing we should be talking about?
There's so many things, but I would say your why. You have to have it for people that really want to take this to the level that I want to take it to, that Dawn's taken it to, that Robin's taken it to. You have to have a strong why. For me, it was my kids. I had a picture of a traffic jam. I still have that picture, and a picture of my kids. And what would I rather be staring at every day? And when times got tough, and there were times that were tough, things weren't going as fast as possible. I remember I set a date to quit my job. It was my birthday, and it was my 4-year anniversary at my company. May 1st. And I remember it was, I think, April. And I called Gina and I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to retire. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. But then I was like, no, I am going to do this. You just have to be able to focus on your why and believe that you're going to do it. Going to that event and seeing other people just like me, they're normal people. If they can do it, so can I. But there's so many people out there that don't think that they can, and that's all in your head. So I think it's a combination of focusing on your why, not giving up, and knowing that it is possible. With hard work, it is possible, and commitment. So I think that's what I would say would be the most important thing.
Awesome. And for those who haven't been on the YouTube or the TED Talk on Simon Sinek's Finding Your Why, it's a quick couple minute video that can really help resonate and get you and drill you down to find that. So I think it's an excellent tip for us to take into consideration. So now you have your why, you've made the commitment, but what was it that brought you the initial success? What was the beginning parts?
Initial success. Getting to an event got me to, again, got me the belief. Hard work, commitment, letting the nose just fly off of your shoulders, and listening to podcasts, plugging myself in, working very closely with Gina, linking arms with your team. There's so many things that I did all at that time that I can't pinpoint one, but I would definitely say getting to an event and connecting with your team, talking to your coach, setting goals and vision and talking to everybody, like really just talking to everybody about this amazing nutrition, about this amazing opportunity.
I don't know if others out there, but I find myself, I've even talked to ladies in the restroom. So like I might become that girl who just can't not talk about it. So it's good that you promote talking to everyone, because I think I really do. So you talk about working hard, and that's a great concept, but what does that look like? So how do you spend your time? What is it that you actually do that demonstrates the hard work?
So on our team, it's not just what I do, and we use this rule with our team as well when people come in and they say, what do I do? I love the 3x3x3 rule, and we didn't make this up. I don't know. It was a podcast that I listened to on my 4 hours in the car every day, and it's sometimes it's 5x3x3x3. Every day is a little bit different, but I connect with 3 people every day. Back when I was first starting, it was way more. Now, because I have a team, it's a little bit different. For my new people, I tell them connect with 10 people a day. And it can be something as simple as going into your Facebook list, especially when you're brand new, and just connecting via Facebook Messenger to 10 people. And not going in there saying, hey, do you want to join my team necessarily? But, if somebody just went on vacation to Hawaii, send them a private message. Hey, I just saw that you went to Hawaii. Looks like you had an amazing time. I'm actually thinking about going next year. Everybody should be going to Maui. We should all be going to Maui next year. So you really are, you manifest that. Do you have any tips on where great beaches, great hotels? Just connect some way. Even if it's on somebody's birthday. When it's somebody's birthday on Facebook, don't just write on their wall, connect via Facebook Messenger. Hey, happy birthday. Your kids are adorable. What have you been up to? Open it up. And it's crazy, but you'd be amazed at how many people have been watching you and you have no idea they've been watching. And all of a sudden they're like, thank you so much. Yes, it's been a great day. And thank you. Your kids are cute too. P.S. I've been watching you and I've been needing to lose 10 pounds. And all of a sudden they're asking you about isogenics. But that's not the point. The point is just to connect. And there is a Facebook algorithm too, that when you're connecting via Facebook Messenger, it's going to open up their post to you and your post to them. So there's a little strategy behind that too. So that would be the first 3 of the 3x3 rule, is connect with 3 people a day, new people 5 to 10. And the other 3 would be pour greatness into my team. Again, sometimes this is more than 3. A lot of times it's more than 3, but this could be on a coaching call with my new team members. It could be listening to one of my team members vent about something that's going on. It could be reaching down and seeing. I love ISOPULSE. And lately, as your team starts to grow, you'll see these people, you don't even know who they are, and they're enrolling like crazy. So reaching out, even if it's 4 or 5 levels down, the beauty of our compensation plan is we still get paid no matter what level they're at. So, reach down to into your downline as well. So that would be the second 3. And the third 3 would be checking in with my product users. new people, checking in on their cleanse days, checking in with somebody that hasn't ordered in a year to see if I can help them get started again. So that's the 3x3x3 rule. And that changes as you go. And sometimes, like I said, it's 10x3x3, but that's how I spend my days, is coaching, reaching down, and following up as well. Following up would be a fourth 3.
Awesome. Excellent strategy. I didn't know there was an algorithm connection, so that's
yes.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you wish you knew from the very beginning? If you were to look back now that you are where you are, what is it that you wish you knew then?
Well, if I consider the beginning 4 years ago when I started the products, and he, you know what, I did know about the opportunity because I remember getting that DVD and popping it in and saying to my husband, there's people making millions of dollars doing this. But at the time I wasn't ready. So even if I knew the potential, I don't know that I was ready at the time. You know, it was that drive, 3.5-hour drive on a cleanse day that really made me like ready. So I'll consider it the beginning 2 years ago when I first started, when I decided I wanted to do this as a business. And for me, it was, I would say I wish that I would have spoke to people about the opportunity sooner. I lived in fear. I would say really up until I quit my job. So for a year of trying to build this, I was afraid to call myself a network marketer. I was afraid to talk about the business opportunity. And it really was because I didn't know how. And once we figured out a way to bring it up in an organic, beautiful way, and I'll tell you that if I don't know if that's another question of yours, but I'll tell you, the Tracy O'Malley 14-day talk, what totally changed our business. If you haven't listened to that, Tracy O'Malley's 14-day talk.
Okay.
You can find it on YouTube. And anyway, going back, what I was afraid to do was bring up the business opportunity because I was afraid to turn people off, because I would have been turned off. I don't know that I would have ordered my first system. This is how bad it was if I knew it was a network marketing company, to be honest with you. I'm so glad I didn't know then. But I was so afraid. So now I see it as, oh my gosh, I tell everybody I know about this opportunity. I'm selfish if I don't. So I wish that I would have known back then the way to bring it up in a way that made me comfortable.
That's awesome. And I'll be honest, I sat in the same boat, and I watched Adam and his great team and watched Mary Beth transform her body for 8 months before I had the courage to finally ask, because I knew that he was selling something, or there's got to be this scheme. So it put me off for a while until I got the courage to make the best decision that I've ever made. So for many of us, it is a challenge to overcome 2 very overt hurdles. One, it just costs too much. I don't have the money, and I know there's handouts out there, and you could break it down and show what the daily value is. But for many, roughly $300 is a lot to shell out. That's one. And then 2, as you were touching personally, that you noted that you just don't know if I wanted to get into the business part of it all. So what are some tips and strategies that you use, that you say in your communication, that have been effective to help turn people's perspective on both of those?
With the pricing, and I say this to my team, very lovingly, but if somebody says it's too expensive after you've done it the right things, after you have listened to them, and this is where a lot of people falter, and I faltered for 3 years. I would talk about the cleanse and the shakes, and how amazing isogenics is, and the undenatured whey, and the heart of the aloe vera. Stuff that didn't really matter. I mean, it does matter. It's what makes us feel awesome. But I never listened to what was going on with them. So I would be talking about all this stuff and how it helped me lose 8 pounds and in 5 days, and it was awesome. And they might not even be interested in weight loss. They might just want extra energy. So when it comes to price, if people have a price concern, I say to my team, you did something wrong. Something went wrong, because if you truly listen to them and you get to their, not just their goal, but their why, not just what's going on, I want to lose weight, how much weight do you want to lose, 20 pounds? That's not a why. What's going on? How long have you had to lose those 20 pounds? They might have been struggling for 10 years. Wow. 10 years. And how does that make you feel? Well, I don't have the energy to play with my kids. Or they might say, I haven't been to the beach in 5 years because I'm embarrassed to get into a bikini. That's their why. And when you really listen and you tell them your 30-second story and you relate your story to theirs somehow, and that's a skill too, and you tell them, I'm going to tell you right now that if you put this nutrition in your body, you will not go another 20 years being afraid to go to the beach. And you have to really listen and give them a solution. And if you tell them that, and then you go through, the 2 meals a day and how much are you spending on those 2 meals, Chris Harder's Overcoming Objections podcast is the best podcast ever. And they're still saying they can't afford it or they're not ready because it's too expensive. Either they can't afford the lump sum, which happens too sometimes, or there's something else going on. And that's usually when I add them to Body Alive Nutrition Support and they peek around. And after just sitting in that group for a week or two, they're like, okay, I'm in. They're just, something is, it's not the price. They're using that as an excuse. So if you're really selling the value and how this is going to change their lives, they will say yes when they find out that this is simply reallocating what they're currently spending. And if it's the lump sum that's the problem, you can, that's when you say, well, do you have 2 friends that want to come along with you? You'll get half your money back before you even get your credit card bill. So there's different ways. I rarely have to get to that point. A great podcast that we listened to that also changed our business is Nicole Robertson's, it's on Podomatic. I'll post it in your group actually. I think she sold 13 President's Packs in a week in Australia. And she walks you through how she handles her phone calls and how she gets to their why. And it's awesome. So please listen to that. And Dawn, remind me, I'll post that in your group. That changed our business, that along with Chris Harder's Overcoming Objections. And then when it comes to the business and bringing up the business, I hate the B word. If you would have mentioned the B word to me, I would have been like, I don't need another business. I don't want to. So don't ever say, ooh, you might be interested in the business opportunity. Don't say that. I love saying, the Tracy O'Malley 14-day talk. And if you haven't heard this, it's awesome. And she walks people through. It's a great transition from, and this is a talk that you'd have. I do it when I do my open the box call with my people. And, it's okay. I have one too. I'm surprised neither one of mine have barked yet. When you do that welcome call with your people, and I think everybody should be doing this, how to do a shake day, how to do a cleanse day, then you walk them through their first 14 days. And by day 14, you're going to feel amazing. You're going to want to tell your friends about this. Everybody's going to want to know what you're doing. And when that happens, please send me those referrals so that I can make sure that your friends are set up with a wholesale membership so they're not paying full retail and they're getting the best pack for their budget and the best coaching. And usually people are like, okay, for sure. And then I say, or I can help you get your friends set up so that you can start getting your products paid for every month. Or I can help you share with everybody that you know so that you can help so many people change their health. And in the meantime, you can start earning a residual income to pay off your debt or buy that boat you've been talking about. So that's the 14-day talk. I just kind of skimmed it down. But I love that because it brings it up so naturally and organically. And then when they do say, 9 times out of 10, they'll say, oh yeah, if I have great results, or yeah, I know so many people that would love this. I say, great, you know what, I'm going to go ahead, and this is what we do on our team, and this is something that, you guys would have to decide if you want to do this, but I say, great, you know what, I'm going to add you to my team page for you to peek around, and I'm going to show you how you can start getting your products paid for by sharing with friends so that when they do start asking, you know what to do. And so that's how I transition it, and I bring up the business without bringing up the business.
I like that.
That helps.
Right now, I'm sitting in front of my binder, which has my little color tabs. And I know I'm in my infancy. So as you build your mega empire that you have, what is your management system that you use to keep track of everything? Do you use an app? Do you use an old school paper and pencil? How do you manage?
I'm going to be real here.
Yes.
I am the most disorganized person on the face of the planet.
Okay.
So disorganized. Like if you saw, I have a notebook here and another notebook here that actually, this was given to us by Jim and Kathy Gruber, President's Quest, and another notebook here. I am a hot mess. So if you take anything from this call, know that if I can do it, you can do it. I just love the back office. Well, I do have a list. I have a list of prospects that I do have. Right now, I have no idea where it is, but it's somewhere in my house. And then I do have a planner, which I'm a writing down stuff kind of girl. And I'll be honest, last year, you know, I worked my tail off. I'd be working while I'm trying to do homework with the kids. And I don't recommend that. I'm trying to turn a new leaf. And if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see I'm trying to do the miracle morning and everything, because I struggled with organization, and that's something that I'm trying to get better at. But when it comes to my prospect list, that I've always had. And when it comes to looking to see who I've connected with, my team members, I just use my back office. You can see your team right there. I'm sure there's better ways, more organized ways. I don't really check off when I talked to them last, because I have it here in my head like, oh, I haven't talked to, but I do need to get better at that as my team has grown to the size that it's grown. A whiteboard showing the last time that I talked to them is on my to-do list this weekend. And also something that I just started using, and I actually got this from Donovan, who's my regional manager. I'm now using Calendly. It's a website. It's free. It's a free service, and you set your hours of operation. Now at this point, I need to set hours of operation so that I don't burn myself out. And whenever someone needs a coaching call or I need to schedule an open the box call, I send them the link, and all of the times that are available are there, and they choose the 30 minutes that they're free to, and then it links to my Outlook. This is the most organized thing I have done in such a long time, so I'm really impressed with myself. But when it comes to organization and things like that, the back office is where I live.
Fantastic. Well, obviously your system's working for you, and the honor of the President's Quest. I would just want to hear, I know we're running short on time, but I would really love for us all to know about your journey with the President's Quest. And before we finish, I do want to say that a year ago when I quit my job, the reason I am where I am today is really because of Genevieve and Dawn. So I cannot get off this call without just, you guys are so lucky to have these two on your team. I quit my job. Genevieve, who I did not know, reached out. She had also quit, and she wanted to be accountability partners. And I remember being on a call with her, and she talked about she's like, oh, how did you do in the leadership pools last month? And I'm like, what? Leadership, what's a leadership pool? And I remember her saying, oh girl, we need to talk. What do you mean you don't know what the leadership pools are? And we got on a call, and she walked me through them, and then Dawn got on the phone with me. We had no connection at all financially, and she would sit with me over and over and over again talking about the pools. And it was those pools that I became obsessed with that got me to Top Achievers, only because Dawn told me, Sandra, you know that you can get to Top Achievers this year. I'm like, what? Really? No clue. Dawn also filled me in while we were in London that I already won the trip to Maui. Dawn knows my business more than anybody. But I will say that I love these contests. So once I got into Top Achievers, and then I got a phone call in November saying, by the way, you're also number 18 in Leader in Action, and they take the top 8 to President's Quest. I was so focused on Top Achievers. I was like, yeah. As soon as I got Top Achievers, then I'm like, let me check this whole President's Quest thing out. And the Leader in Action calculation is honestly one that I'm going to start using with my team, maybe run my own contest. Obviously, they take the top 30 to Maui, so definitely look at that calculation, because it's I don't think many people do pay attention to it. And because I was paying attention to it from an early, from November, I became obsessed. And the calculation is cycle growth versus versus the month before, just like your back office, like when you're looking at pools, times personal enrollments that month, max of 5,
times the number of weeks at executive that month, and times personal rank advancements. 1 point per consultant.
Remember the month you had a 0 and it zeroed out your whole month?
Which I forgot about.
It only happened once, right? It only happened once. It never happened again.
Yeah. So, yes. So times personal rank advancements, and so 1 point for consultant, 2 points for manager, 3 points for director, 4 points for executive. At first, like I think it was like December or January, and I would have had a huge month. But me and my amazing math skills, I didn't realize that if you had a 0 in one of those categories, you'd have 0 for the month. I was thinking, oh, well, they would just take the other 3. And I remember calling Dawn. I'm like, I messed up. I just lost President's Quest because I didn't have any personal rank advancements that month, and I got 0, and I dropped big time. And then I remember that day thinking, oh my, I have to get myself back up or I will regret this silly mistake forever. So I forgot about that, Dawn. Yes. So anyway, President's Quest, that was a Leader in Action. They take the top 8 to London with Jim and Kathy Coover. We're going to dinner at Kensington Palace. I'm really, really excited just to spend a week with the Coovers and the other top President's Quest winners. So thank you very much, Dawn and Genevieve. If it wasn't for you, I for sure would not be going on this trip.
That is truly amazing. And I can't even thank you enough for your time, your inspiration, your wisdom. I know personally, I have a whole notepad that I've just completely flooded, and I'm going to be going back through the podcast because I have a 3-hour drive tomorrow. So might as well get inspired and educated at the same time. So thank you so much for this evening. Dawn, do you have any other thoughts, comments?
I do. Thank you, Sandra, for taking your time. We know your time is very valuable, and that you would spend it with a team that's not your team means a lot to us. And I also want to say I'm actually very excited because Sandra and I are linking up again and we both have teams in the UK, and we're starting our very own Fast Track to Executive call series for our UK teams, and we're putting them all together in one big group. And I think that I'm really excited to work with Sandra. We're going to switch off who's leading the call, and I think all of the teams, both teams, are going to benefit from having that, because we're very different. Sandra and I are very different, obviously. The way we approach things and kind of, everything, right? We're all different. And so I'm really excited to be joining forces, and because I really, I love the people that Sandra and I actually did a joint training in London when they came over for the grand opening. Sandra and Gina and Robin and I did a joint training, and it was really awesome. That was an awesome training, wasn't it? They're still my team's still talking about it, Sandra.
It was so good. We cried.
Yeah, there was
Wendy Baraball keeps asking, do you guys always cry?
Robin had somebody from the UK that wasn't really into crying. She wasn't really into the emotional thing, so she was a little put off by the crying, but everybody else was good. And I was so excited to see Melissa in Vegas.
Yes.
Melissa, who I met in London, came to Vegas, so it's all really good, and I'm really excited to have that opportunity to be working with you and working with them, because they need our help, right?
They do. Our UK babies, we need to make sure they're set up for success too. So I'm excited to work with you as well.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I think I know I have a page full of notes, and I'm sure I can't imagine that there's not anybody on this call that didn't get anything out of it, because I heard a lot of nuggets, and we're I think somebody's taking care of posting that, Nicole Robertson, so I don't think you need to do it.
Oh, okay. You found it? Okay. It's kind of hard to find.
I think that's getting handled unless whoever was handling it speaks up and says, no, it's not.
Okay.
And I did record this. Sandra, thank you so much. I did record this, and I will be posting shortly. And if you want to snatch it and share it out with your team too,
Sure.
You're welcome to do that. I'll upload it to YouTube to make it easy to pass it around.
Okay.
Does anybody else want to say anything to Sandra besides congratulations, rock star? You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Anything for you guys?
I have a
That's great.
question.
This is Cheryl Foster. That cut out while you were speaking. I just want to make sure that it's on the recording. Did you go over the organic part of how you bring up the business opportunity without calling it a business opportunity?
The Tracy O'Malley 14-day talk.
Okay.
Yeah, when you talk about by day 14, people are going to want to know what you're doing. You have 3 choices. You can send me your referrals and tell them why.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens is a lot of times people will just be like, yes, this is awesome stuff. It's Isogenics. And their friends go and order it online and nobody gets the credit. So you want to at least get referrals. And then, or you can help them get their products paid for by helping them get their friends enrolled. Or you can help them start sharing with more and more people so that they can create a nice residual income for themselves. You give them the 3 choices. And that's the organic way to do it.
Cheryl, that link's already been posted in DAR, so you can grab that and listen to it if you haven't already. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But typically, you don't recommend that people grab a couple accountability partners and start with someone at the beginning. You just let them start.
If whatever your team does, you keep doing. I mean, that's something that we have not really utilized. We probably should. We're starting to use Marco Polo more. We're coming out with new and more things, but we haven't done the accountability partner yet. We do the open the box call. We plug people into Body Alive. We coach through Body Alive to keep it very duplicatable, because a lot of people don't have time to be coaching people every day, you know? So our team has really taken on coaching through Body Alive nutrition support. And that's kind of the accountability.
That's a good tip.
15,000 accountability partners. That's what we do. But that's not to say that that's the only way.
It's the good and the bad, right? It's good because there's 100 different ways to do this business, and you can bring your personality as a leader and the systems that work for you to be successful. The bad news is there's 100 different ways to do this business, and you have to figure out which way works for you. And
right.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, like I had to find a way to make this work so that I could quit my job, and I didn't have time. So I had to find a way, and we have a 10-step system that is basically the system I used, and that's the system our team uses. But if people want to devote more time to coaching, they can. Just for me, I didn't have the time, and it worked. And the coaching through the Body Alive team really worked for me because I just didn't have the time to be a cleanse coach every day for a whole month with each person. So that's just me. But yes, everybody's different. Everybody's personalities are different. You can make it work for yourself, however it works.
Thank you so much. This has been such a treat, and I am watching the comments, and I think you made a big difference.
Oh, good. I haven't looked at any of those. Okay.
And Breezy, where is our star interviewer?
Great interview.
Yeah, Breezy, speak up so you pop onto the screen.
Thank you.
A round of applause. Fantastic job. Really super job. Very professional. You might have to become the team interviewer. You were awesome. Thank you so much.
It was fun.
You'll be a 5-star in no time. I see that happening.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have it in you for sure.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
So it's possible, you guys, 1-star to 5-star in 1 year. Like insane. That's insane. You probably just skipped right over a couple of them, right? Did you ever go from like 2 to 4 in 1 week and just skip right over 3?
No, I have to say that most of them were the seasonal shakes. I tell my team too, to get to Maui, you got to take advantage of those seasonal shake weeks. So, and I saw you guys were going to do a push week. We got that from Robin's podcast too, and we're going to plan to do that too to help some people get to Maui. But yeah, with all those seasonal shakes, it's really easy to rank advance and get your team to rank advance as well. So I think it was very quick from 1-star to 2-star, and then yeah, it was quick.
It was quick. There's some people that hang out for years trying to get from 3 to 4 or 4 to 5, or right? I mean,
I took 2 years before I hit manager. So I mean, I said no for 2 years. So if again, and if you take anything from that story, it's that you never know. I said no, and I told Gina, I will never do this. Do not get your hopes up. And we laugh now because I'm doing it. You know, so you really never know. She kept in touch with me. Even when I said, I'm never going to do this, she continued to keep in touch. So I felt so comfortable going to her when times got tough for me. So that's a really good lesson to learn, that people will say no and they'll come out of the woodwork when they see your success and they want to do what you're doing. So don't give up on people. No, it's just not now.
There you go. I think that's the perfect closer. No, is just not now. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, Breezy. Thank you, Sandra. Hope everybody got a lot out of this call. I know I did. Thank you so much. See you next week.
My pleasure. Good night, everybody.